Welcome back, family. Welcome back to What's the Juice at the Juicy Tea, 1111 Energy. I love you and the divine loves you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for tapping into the messages. Thank you for all the likes, shares, and subscribes. Thank you for everything you do and bring positive to the space. I am truly grateful. Okay, let's go on and tap in. All right, family. Let's see what it is that the divine needs and wants you to know. I call upon the divine to surround me. I invite my ancestors, guides, and protectors to stand with me and within me. No lower energy may enter this space or my temple. Only what serves truth, healing, and highest good may dwell here. And so it is. Ashe. Okay, family, let's go on and tap in and see what the messages are. What is it that the divine needs and wants you to know? So there's something here pertaining to a DNA test. Okay, many of you may be starting to think about getting a DNA test or seeing, if you don't already know your blood type, you may be thinking about it. Somebody could be thinking about getting a DNA test when it comes to some sort of parental. Damn, really? Somebody may be wanting to get a DNA test when it comes to a child. Mm. Somebody also wants to get a DNA test to make sure their parents are their parents. What? They need some sort of evidence to soothe their emotions. So I feel like somebody might be about to get a DNA test. Whether it's to find out their blood type, whether it's to find out there's a child that is theirs, and also I'm picking up the energy of somebody wants to make sure their parents are their parents and they were not adopted. Yikes. Okay. Yeah, because there was some sort of burnt bridge here, some sort of public confrontation. Something happened here. Really? Okay. This public confrontation could have burned a bridge for somebody. Somebody could have went somewhere and, ooh, I just heard that. And only take it how it resonates. It may not even be your message or it may not even resonate with you, but somebody could have been out in public and something took place and the way that someone acted or behaved, they're starting to question, are you even my child? Or is this even my child? Or are you even my parent? Like, type energy. Lord have mercy. Okay. Openly addressing or confronting issues publicly. This could be your energy. You may be doing that. I mean, hell, the whole world's doing that right now. You know what? Anybody that is signaling, just like, targeting you and singling you out, there's something else going on there. There's something else going on there that they don't even want to address directly to you, because I feel like maybe it's because your truths, your voice matters. Okay. And the truths that you're speaking out about, it's just common sense, but a lot of people ain't running around with it. Okay. And most of the people that aren't running around with common sense are the ones who are in powerful positions, because I'm just going to lay it out there for you. I have looked at so many, kind of different YouTube channels, they throw the stuff up in for you to look at. And I have seen people say some shit on here. Like, I ain't gonna lie, Nick Fuentes, I was like, damn. If y'all ain't never read across Nick Fuentes, I was like, holy shit. Like, he says some stuff that makes me look like, mm. Well, if he could say all that, I know y'all ain't over here hawking on this little space. Okay, family, that's the energy, right? And there's a lot of people out here right now, and they are, within the news, within their platforms, they have their opinions, and opinions are not wrong. Opinions are just that. It is your opinion. And we can all agree to disagree that everybody has one, right? Or hopefully, right? Okay, but there is some sort of public confrontation, excuse me, and there could be public confirmations as well. There's no mistake, Spirit says. There could be public confirmations as well pertaining to everything that is being spoken about, right? And Nick Fuentes, now listen. I know y'all are like, how is she laughing about that? Let me tell you something. And I mean, I'm going to just keep it a buck with you. Honesty and authenticity is needed everywhere. And the fact that he is just that blunt and blatant with his honesty about how he feels and the stuff he says, it kind of cracks me up because even though it could be very negative and foul, it's like a breath of fresh air for somebody to finally say what's really on everybody's mind. And when he gets to talking, I'll be like, I was like, oh my God. But, you know, he's saying what everybody else who feels like him isn't saying. Okay, y'all, I'm just gonna lay it out there for you. But yeah, there could have been some sort of public confrontation. Okay, and someone was openly addressing or confronting issues publicly. They're airing out issues so others can witness something here. And these issues are definitely intensifying. Okay. I feel I heard that. I heard that. Loud and clear. Somebody just said the government shutdown. You know what? I'm just going to say this and then we're going to move on. I feel like there is some sort of reallocation happening. The government is starting to look at, the federal government funds the SNAP benefit program, right? And they are looking at what has been being allocated and to whom and how much. Okay. And I feel like there are some people that may have abused the system. And I feel like the shutdown is really allowing possibly that Doge department, the Elon Musk department or whatever it is, Doge. I think, they're in the background working on some things and looking at stuff. Okay. And I'm leaving it there. All right. But yeah, the burnt bridges here. Okay. So it's like somebody here, I don't know. Ooh, I hope that there is not going to be somebody that comes out and they are like some sort of high ranking official or some sort of elite or something like that, and something comes out about a child. I don't know. There can also be, I've been seeing a lot of like, weird things happening with the upper class. Okay, if that's what they like to call themselves, whatever. The upper room. No, I'm playing. Okay, I don't know where they get. Okay, sorry. But yes, okay, there's some sort of burnt bridge here. Okay, I feel like whatever has been happening, things are coming to an end. It says an end of a situation. Okay, that makes it impossible to go back. Okay, a point of no return. Unforgivable acts. Okay, I feel like with this DNA here, okay, it's giving me a couple of messages. Okay, Spirit's giving me a couple of messages. There has been an awakening of the DNAs from, like I said, gods, goddesses, angels, star seeds, etc., galactic energy, okay, supernatural energy. The DNAs of supernatural energy has awakened. And in doing this, it has caused some sort of public confrontation, okay? And bridges are being burnt everywhere because I feel like the first bridge that got burnt was, the fact that, people are seeing all over the world, and I don't want to say this in a bad way, but I have to say it in a truthful way. It looks like the USA has been carrying the weight and the burdens of everybody throughout the world, especially after they went through all the money that was being given everywhere else, yet our own backyard was messed up. Okay. I feel like this is also coming out. You have a jealous ex out here, okay, that doesn't like seeing you move on or do better than them. Ooh, people, listen here, and I just posted that in the post, right? You're going to have people that are jealous of you because they think you're better than them or you're doing better than them, really. Not so much that you're better than them, but just you're doing better than them, okay? This jealous ex was somebody that definitely used to keep you kind of like in your emotions, okay? They always tried to play you like you need to calm down. No, you need to get your ratchet ass away from me because I know you are part of the games, the manipulation, the lies, the deceit, the trickery. This was somebody that, could have possibly been all up in the matrix when it came to trying to, bring you down a notch. Okay, is what I'm picking up here. Okay, this is somebody that doesn't like seeing you move on or do better than them. Okay, this is somebody that has some sort of residual feelings, okay, unable to move on. See, this is it. Look, you possibly have a jealous ex that is might be trying to challenge someone here in the collective, okay, cross watcher energy as well, okay, trying to challenge you pertaining to a child now, okay. And I mean, I just heard, and look, and I just heard this child could be like all the way up in teenagers, a couple of years until they're 18, and some jealous ex is coming back like, that's not my child. Okay. Mm-mm. Then you have a jealous ex that, knew about your DNA the whole time, knew that you were definitely part of a supernatural energy, supernatural forces. And they're mad because you've tapped into them. Okay. Mm-mm. Look, always with this, always. Okay, I am sorry. This jealous ex may want to come in with a late apology, but it's too late. Okay, it's too late. This is over. Okay, it's over. It's done, and it's too late. It says the time has passed to ask for forgiveness. They were insincere from the beginning. Any apology they came back in your life with and you accepted them back, it was all fake. Okay, the damage has been done with this ex. You are not looking to, repeat any toxic cycles with anybody for that matter, and especially a jealous ex. Okay. Tell me more about this public confrontation. Yeah, toxic positive. Oh, I'm done. So this public spirit. Ooh wee. Um. So this public confrontation is behind some toxic positivity. Okay. The toxic positivity is saying here, people were overbearing, okay? Your old leaders were overbearing, okay? They always put up this false optimism, okay? And then they dismissed their real feelings. That's that energy I was talking about. It's kind of like that energy where you're putting on a front. You're up here acting like you're all bubbly and shit, and you're really not. You know what I mean? Type energy. Like some people are naturally just high vibrational energies. It's just because it's the way they are. And then you have, but wait for it. They're not always that way. Don't get it, what I just said misconstrued. You have your ups, you have your downs, but you don't fake it. When you down, you down. And you'll let the whole damn world know. And when you're up, you're up. And that just means your vibrations, right? When your vibrations are high, you let the whole world know they feel it. And when your vibrations are low, you let the whole world know and they'll feel it, right? But then you got these people right here that were just overbearing with the damn lies, giving fake hope. It was fake hope. False optimism is fake hope, okay? And then they dismissed it with their real feelings. So it's like telling the public, oh yes, look, I cannot make it up. We are doing magnificent. And then behind closed doors, man, this shit fucked up. Okay, behind closed doors, this shit's fucked up. I don't know what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? That's what this is. That toxic positivity. Okay, sugarcoating a wound, masks of sunshine. Okay, this is what I'm telling you. This is what's currently taking place. Okay, spirit, tell me more. You got jealous exes out here, man, coming back, baby damn near 18, and he want a blood test. Yes, look, no show. Empty promises, okay? Unreliable, non-committal, vanishing acts, disappointments, burnt bridges. Da da. Burnt bridges, burnt bridges. See, you were dealing with a lot of energies that were just lying to you, gaslighting you, wanting you to believe in them. No, everybody was feeling it. Everybody was feeling it, has been feeling it. And I mean, for most of us, that was the feeling our entire life. You know, people are very upset with you because of you speaking your truths, many speaking their truths, okay? Flirting with the danger. That's what they're looking at. You know, people feel like when you speak your truth, you're flirting with danger and it's a risky thing. But it's like, well, damn, I'm speaking the truths that every other Nick Fuentes is speaking, just not the way he's saying it. And you're the threat, though, family. You know what I'm saying? And I don't mean like that, but I'm just saying the real is the real. You're the threat because it's coming from your beautiful lips. Because it's coming from your beautiful lips, you're the threat. You're the risk that they feel could be potentially harmful. Why? You must be some sort of influence. You must be some sort of influencer. You must have some sort of influence because you're able to point out all of the fake, the gaslighting, the bull crap. Okay, you've been through it. Now you realize it because once you see it, you can't stop seeing it. You know what it is. You know what it feels like before it even enters into your vortex, before it even enters into your energy field. So it coming from your lips is where the threat's at. Because see, when it was coming from their lips, everybody was up here in this toxic positivity, knowing good and damn well it was a lie. But it's something about it coming from your lips, okay? Risky or potentially harmful behavior, pushing boundaries, okay? Understands negative consequences. So, you know, these people right here, you may have burnt a lot of bridges with who you needed to burn the bridges with. And that is the matrix, the energies that be lying, the energies that do so much wrong behind closed doors, the energies that are biased, the energies that are judgmental, the energies that are full of feeling like they are above everyone else. You know, you've got a lot of like, you know, this is one thing that used to confuse me a lot is how, and I get them mixed up. So y'all could just tell me who I'm talking about. How all these masculine and sometimes feminine energy, but mostly masculine energy, would come forward and talk about the abuse they went through within the church, but the church never went anywhere. The church never, like, you know, got reprimanded. It was like, you know, I don't know if the church was like, give them hush money, like, you know, 32, 40, 50 men come forward, and then all of a sudden you don't hear nothing no more type energy. hmm Now, there's also, and I just caught that, and it just came like flashed in front of my face, and I don't know which one it was, but Twilight with, Bella, right? And she went to the church to stop, her boyfriend from, revealing himself, right? Coming out in front of everybody while they were walking down the street with the bells and stuff and showing that his whole body was crystallized like diamonds, right? That just flashed in front of me. And I feel like that's kind of the energy here. People are very upset that you are the one that, your truths, what you speak, they feel like, it was because of you. I feel like you have stepped into your power, but you stepped into your power through truth and authenticity. You didn't step into your power making up nothing, no fictitious story. You just spoke the truth of what was going on. And I feel like Now everybody can see. I feel like they were able to see the whole time. They just were benefiting from the lies. Everybody was able to see the truth. But as long as it didn't impact them, their family, their households, they didn't give a damn. hmm Yes, now people, they sitting here, they burnt out blues. Okay. They're burnt out blues, okay? The toll of restlessness, okay? The toll of relentlessness and restlessness. I feel like, they were really gun-ho here, okay, about trying to do whatever it took to do you some sort of way, okay? And work and stress, it started taking effect on people, okay? They started feeling exhausted, okay? By trying too much, okay, trying too hard, okay, to discredit whatever it was that you were speaking. Mm. This ex could have been wondering and thinking about some sort of a karmic reward that they were going to get. Good things are coming your way. Okay. For past kindness, blessings, positive experiences are here. I feel like this ex knows this. They're upset because they're thinking, damn, if I'd have just done right by this person, I could have probably still been in this karmic reward energy of being able to receive these blessings. Positive experiences are here for you, but maybe not for them. They may be wanting to say sorry and come back, but you already know it's driven by social pressure, okay? Because somebody sees out here that you are, didn't I just say influential? You're an influential connection for people, okay? Maybe you uplift people's spirits, you bring back hope, you assist them in finding their way back to whatever it is they need to find their way back to. Some people, may have just given up on even looking for work, and maybe you have assisted people with getting that confidence back, leading through a higher self versus going in with that low vibrational energy. This no show here, yeah, a lot of people were under social pressure. It was all about the social pressure. Okay, outside opinions are affecting their decisions, and it was definitely affecting their decisions. Okay, people were starting to feel obligated to others when in actuality, it wasn't for you to feel obligated to anyone. You got to be obligated to yourself. You got to help yourself before you could help someone else. But these energies here, they know that they were like in bed with other leaders. It was like leaders to leaders, government to government. And they negotiated some things. They got little trinklets, and then that's what they dibbled out to, their citizens and stuff, was just a little dangle of the carrots, and they'll be grateful for that while we pocket every damn thing. Now these people want to feel judged. And now they know they're being observed. Every little move they make is being observed. What's that song? Every move okay, maybe I'm not right. But what is it? Every little step I take, every little move I make, or something like that. There's a song or something. I remember. It was back in the day. But yeah, you may be somebody that you have connections. You have connections, first of all, with the Most High God, the divine creator of all living things. That's your first connection. Not only is it a connection, that is the God within you and all around you, right? But somebody here has influential connections, and you may be somebody that might meet someone who can help you grow. Someone will lend you a hand, money, or a job opportunity, right? Many people here may have been trying to work real hard, okay, to, what is that? Obstruction? Yeah. Obstruction of justice. I feel like these people here, they're all on TV. It's coming out every single day. What they've done, how they have been obstructing justice. Justice doesn't mean, you dismantle everything, but what it does mean is, what? In order to get something fixed, sometimes you gotta, go all the way in. Like when you're getting ready to refurbish your home, what do? You gut it out. You take out all your old cabinets, flooring, and everything. And I feel like that's what a lot of these energies are so pissed off about, is because they were lying under this toxic positivity, knowing that the shit was all about to hit the fan. And the show could not go on. The show just couldn't go on. It was like, okay, well, let's start making things make sense. Because, see, here's what they fail to realize. These debts and stuff that they're talking about, oh, we're in debt this much. Who was they thinking was going to pay that back? The American people? The taxpayers that's already getting taxed 2, 3, 4, 5 times. You get taxed when you get your check, and then when you get ready to get it again, you get taxed again with the IRS. They keep some more money. You're like, well, damn, I'm getting taxed 5 times. Is that fair? But of course not. And I feel like you started speaking on what everybody could see happening, but didn't want to speak on it. Mm-hmm. But that's why and look how it came out too in the reverse. That's why you're not dealing with a manipulative ex. An old flame is trying to stir up trouble, tries to control someone's emotions in subtle or underhanded ways. That's why you're not dealing with them anymore. You've cut this ex off. I can't make it up. You cut that ex off. Spirit said, that share that message. Yeah, you're not dealing with anybody that you know what they've done or how they were there. And I just heard your ex was a demon. Damn, I heard your ex was a demon. Sent to distract you. Damn, that's crazy. Ooh. Yeah. Sent to distract a distant star, someone that was going to be able to bring injustice. Yep. And correct the change. Wow. Look, your ex was sent to distract a distant star. They wanted to keep you far off your goal or dream. Okay? It says far off your goal or dream that feels more reachable with time. They didn't want you to be able to tap into your energy. Somebody was purposely sent to you, okay? Someone you dated. And they wanted you to believe that this would be out of your reach. But you continued to be inspired through spirit, through the Most High God. Something about the correct change here. The exchange is precise. Everything aligns seamlessly. Every piece fits into place without extra or missing parts. See, your ex was sent in to distract you from becoming the star you are, because you were the one that would ignite change. So all of the distractions, all of the misguidance, being misguided, dealing with an energy here of an ex-partner. This could have been somebody that, could have talked down to you, could have made you feel that you weren't as significant as you really are. Look, they didn't want you to obtain the financial freedom. Listen, this is a control freak, okay? They were definitely part of the Matrix. This ex was definitely part of the Matrix. Financial freedom, you're gaining control over your finances, living comfortably, okay, without constant worry. Your ex never wanted you to get to that place for some of you, okay? For some of you, that is where you are heading. It's like they wanted you to stay trapped in the matrix with the lies and the deceit, the manipulation, the toxicity, the toxic positivity, okay? Because they wanted a show to go on. They were under social pressure. Everyone was under social pressure. The divine said the show must stop. There will be no more shows. Final messages? Mm. And that's the reality of the shit. Yes, there was a lot of unhealthy comparisons. Okay, so the reality check that came in is, yeah, the show must not continue the way that it was going. Okay, the harsh truths that must be faced. Cold, hard truths, uncomfortable realization that challenges many. It definitely challenged this whole thing here. And this was unhealthy comparisons because they were trying to compare themselves to, this is, I am over it. I heard that loud and day. Countries comparing themselves to other countries. Those were unhealthy comparisons. Measuring yourself against others is dragging you down. Chasing shadows, that's unrealistic. They got that happening all over social media right now. I'm so glad I don't have, look, I tried to create a Facebook page, y'all. They hacked that and took that right away. So I said, okay, forget it. There will not be any type of Facebook page. Okay. Okay. Unfortunately, that's just the way that it is right now. So, you know what I'm saying? There's not going to be Facebook, TikTok, none of that. Okay. And the reason I feel this is because there are a lot of unhealthy things that happen there. Your spirit could be being drained, especially if you're somebody that is, maybe you like the likes, the people that like you, right? My Facebook page had 5,000 plus people on it, but it just was like, I just liked reposting what I thought was positive. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I would read things and be like, mm. And then sometimes I'd be like, mm-hmm. Or if I found something worth sharing, I would share it because, it was like, look, there was a lot of things, and I don't want to get off the subject, but I'm going to tell you this. There was a lot of things like, they're like, oh, he's racist, he's this, he's that, right? I ain't never heard him say what Nick Fuentes was saying, but there was one clip that they will never show y'all, and it was Trump, and he was sitting there. And I know this was not AI because it was like one of those 1980 kind of, he was young, real young, same hair though, blonde and all that, but real young. And he was saying some things. And I was like, damn, did that come out his mouth? And it did. And it was nothing negative. It was just him saying how he felt about a certain group of people. And it shocked me because I was like, well, I always heard you was racist. But that's what it is. It's that social pressure to believe in what you hear, those stereotypes and painting negative pictures about people. You know what I'm saying? And the way I see it, it's like people's circumstances and that hard knock life. Right? You don't have to be a black American to experience a hard knock life. Shit. Any race, any nationality can experience a hard knock life. So a lot of people, when you look at it, right? I just heard that. I'm not gonna say it. Everybody hated Chris. That's what I just heard. Everybody hated Chris. So there are different groups of people and demographics that have had experiences with a hard knock life, but then there's one group where everybody hated Chris. Type energy. You feel me at 3344. Okay. So I don't take it how it resonates, family. Oh boy, this message here. And we're going to wrap it up with these last two. Yes, the toxic cycles and the fallacy of perfection. That's what these people were trying to run. I promise you. The toxic cycles that kept repeating itself, negative patterns in your life, in others' life, in your relationships, your jobs, whatever ship it was. Okay. Friends, family, foe, take it how you know. Okay. They were difficult to let go or cut off completely because some of them were your family, some of them were shit, your local government, your just your environment. Some of these things were hard to cut off. I feel like that's why the divine came in and said, no, this show can't go on because the fallacy of perfection, it was fake. Nothing was real. Nothing was real. The show just couldn't go on. Thinking being perfect will help solve problems, constant pursuit of unattainable ideas, it just couldn't go on. These people were trying to obtain things that, family, I'm just going to say, it just was not obtainable. And instead of them just being real with it, instead of them just having a reality check and saying, okay, this shit ain't going to work, this is what we got to do, they just kept playing the game. From your exes, your lovers, your friends, your family, your foes, all that. Yeah. There's sneaky plans up in here that they had going. You had to check in on your own vibe. You caused other people to check their vibes. Okay? It says making plans behind your back. We've all been through that. That's nothing new, right? The surprises that they don't want you to see coming, you feel it. That's why I say, you got to return some of those energies, because people that are upset and jealous and pissed off at you, they often project their negativity onto you. And if you're an empath, you pick up that energy. So right now, what you think, you become. And you are becoming something that the divine wants you to come, not the earth walker, not the person that's walking around with the toxic positivity that's, wants a show to go on that can't. Okay? What you feel, you attract. So attract that positivity. Start feeling that love from the Most High God, the divine creator of all living things, your angels, ancestors, your spiritual team, and like-minded individuals or like-minded energies. Everybody else, they can miss you, right? Because of what you imagine, you create. So if you want to think about a paradise on earth, you can create that. But first, you must let all the sneaky plans know that you know. They know you know. That's where you come in and you do a vibe check. Okay? You check in to see if someone is legit or not. Making sure on that y'all are on the same level. Good vibes only. I promise you. And that is the energy. And that's what they know. Okay, family? So I'm going to leave that message here. Hopefully it resonates. If it doesn't, don't worry about it. It's okay. I appreciate you for tapping in, period, point blank, okay? Because I can't make it up. Love blossoms. Oh, wait. Okay, I need to quit. I do. I love love. Okay, let's read it. Yes, because love blossoms. There's a romance that is getting ready to deepen and flourish beautifully, unfolding, nurturing, right conditions to thrive. Wow. And I feel like that is it. And that's what you're going to be, looking at. Okay. Your discernment is going to be tapping into that energy, family. Okay. You checking all the vibes now. Okay. I love it. I love it. All right. So let's close out on that. Ooh. It could be another man or another woman. Take it how it resonates. Okay. All right. So we're going to close out on that message. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for the likes, the shares, and the subscribes. I am truly grateful. I love you, and the divine loves you. Let's close out. I release the matrix, its betrayal and deception. I stand rooted in my truth as I call my power back. I am whole. I am becoming, and so it is. Ashe. And until next time, you have a magnificent day. Ashe.